Hello and welcome to Better Biz. Are you out there thinking, are you getting enough joy out of your business? Well, let me tell you, you better stay tuned for our guest today, Yuriy from Concept Angle. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for inviting me, Anthony. I'm glad to be here.
You know, the idea that you spend so much time at work and how much it really impacts your life is a huge one to grapple with. And Yuriy, I understand that, you know, from your upbringing, your mother worked pretty much full time, and really that's had a major impact on the way you've seen things and taken your business.
Yes, that's exactly right. So, when I was a little kid, when I was 5 years old, my dad passed away, and my mom had to work really hard. So she had to work two jobs to put food on the table. And as a little kid, I could never understand why is it happening, why adults have to spend most of their lives at work, just working. Well, now I realize there was a need for that, but I still cannot get my head around that third or even more of our lives we spend at work or working on our business, because as humans we're supposed to live our lives rather than just live for working.
Of course, the inclination is for people to just work harder, isn't it?
Yes, this is a tendency, especially in our modern world, but work hard, smarter, not harder. We all heard this, but not everyone knows how to do it.
We're talking about your early years. I'm interested as well, the fact that, you know, your study at university initially was not in where you are today, but how do you draw those tell us about the early studies and how those parallels with that actually have drawn you into where you are today?
Well, the moment when I choose the way to go to automation space and software, it's I still cannot explain that decision because I am a big fan, as you know, I'm a big fan of everything automotive, and I love cars, and I obviously wanted from early childhood to make my career in that industry. And when I was on the way to the university just to lodge my application, obviously for the automotive faculty, I stopped at the intersection. My destination was just 50 meters ahead of me in the separate building, and the rest of university was on the left. And I stood there for a minute. I turned left. I lodged my application for completely different thing which I never explored before, and I never regret.
How does that lead you to where you are today? Because that was in and of itself, that was actually a different path to where you actually are today as a specialist in improving businesses.
Well, first of all, it just didn't make any sense. As I said, I made that decision and I still cannot. It was a sign from the sky. I don't know. I just decided to go there. Um, First of all, I saved my hobby. I still love whatever automotive related, and I started to learn software and business processes, automation, and all that modern thing and very new for me at that stage. So it was early 2000s and in Russia. So for you to understand, I didn't have a computer and I haven't seen the internet before that. So I started to work, and I just recently realized and linked actually both stories together. My childhood, this childhood story that my mom was working and that I was doing something to take the load from people and let them live more. Uh, it didn't work all the time, but the idea behind the business now, where it started, is to improve and make it efficient so people can claim their lives back.
Yuriy from Concept Angle, thank you so much for joining us today. Just before you go, can you tell us about the scorecard that you have for business owners?
Yes, on our website we've created a business sustainability scorecard, which assesses all four areas: purpose, people, process, and technology, and gives the score and sends the email with some tips on how to improve things. It can be found on our website or on the comments below.